Everyone, it's me, Patchdan Bogat. Today, I thought that I'll make yet another video, and under quarantine, of course, um, to relate a very short video about my viewpoint of Satan. How do I personally view Satan? Of course, you could check out my other video on how Satan is not the father of lies, as Judo Christianity tend to paint him as. But how does myself? My name is Spencer, right? Or my alias, my sorcerer's name, Patchdan Bogad. You know, that demonic name, it means coward and it means traitor. It's a slang on Hebrew. I've taken up that name because, like most demonic names, they have some sort of um, derogatory terminology to it. You know, after my fall from grace, if you will, from Christianity, from the heavens, I've taken up that name that always stuck with me when I was in Christianity, traitor and coward, and that's why I'm Patchdan Bogad. But yet, how do I, Patchdan Bogad, as a demonic king, prince, you know, views Satan? Interestingly, I look at Satan in such a way where he's like an older brother to me, someone who's very wise and someone I look up to. He's a hero. I admire him. I revere him. But I don't worship him in a sense because revere or reverence is what worship is. But Satan has made it very clear not to kneel before him. You know, he wants he wants me to be with him, on his side, with the other demonic kings and princes, Azazel, Astaroth, Beelzebub, you know? And I appreciate that. And I love Satan for that. Like I said, I have nothing but love for Satan. But yet, Satan has taken me down so many pathways in order to teach me. But through those lessons, I learned so much about Satan that, as a demonic devil that he is, a demon, of darkness, you know, I I see how benevolent he could be, you know. But I look at him in such a way that I'm thankful of his nature that he's very dark, but then sometimes I'm not because being sent down certain paths that Satan has put before me, I got fucked up for them, you know? Walking that path, deliberately walk these paths from Satan and then got fucked up by it. And ironic as it is, you know, I've always benefited. At the very end of it, I've always benefited somehow. It's the irony of it all. And it's very deep, and it's very personal. Working with Satan is not easy, and Satan knows that. He has a strong personality. He's loving. That's why I say it's how benevolent he is, because he is quite capable of destroying your life, but also rebuilding it. So I've come to say I love Satan, but that love comes at a cost, and that cost, it's pain. It's a lot of tears. It's you question even why you're even on the left hand path. But after you get through all those questionings, you get those solutions, you love Satan all over again. But that's why I'm so happy when I look at my life, and I'm sometimes when I do compare myself to others who are on the same path as me, I love it when I hear that I'm not the only one that experienced the demonic with such reverence, but at the same time they've experienced the pain that I've experienced, but they love them anyway. It's like that like-mindedness, It's like I see myself in these individuals, and I love that because not that I need confirmation or validation, but I still get it from these people because it helps me to do what I do by making videos. It's like by looking at how I view Satan, he helps me to appreciate myself, like how in Christianity he was always with me. You know what I mean? That's why I start to, to believe, like, even though there's Yahweh, I've developed so high in the right hand path religion, being second to none in the right hand path, being powerful in Christianity, in a local church, like a local congregation. In other words, training to be a priest, even ordained at one point in my life at a very young age. I'm at my early 30s now, but as young as, like, I was like maybe 23, 24 at that time, very high ranked and ordained, and to always know, like, Satan was always with me. I always had this connection with the left hand path, the darkness, questioned it, due to the brainwashing. But I always had this kindred spirit with Satan. That's why I say he's like an older brother to me. To realize, like, not that I see myself as an antichrist or anything. Perhaps I am. But I know, like, we have kindred spirits, me and Satan. And the fact that I feel like we're so close, it's like many lifetimes. When I look at nature, I kind of agree with the person who is so devout to what they believe in. Sometimes they could denote it or give credence to some, their mainstream religion god. But I give it to Satan. Not that I'm saying Satan created everything, but I don't have no evidence to prove that or to disprove it. But I know that when I look at creation around me, or whatever, your belief system is, either it be science, I look at it and I appreciate life. I appreciate my life over death. But I look at Satan and I go, thank you for helping me to appreciate life. And I think other demonic, like Agaris, helped me to appreciate, not to hate my life, but to appreciate it. Like, don't be too attached for the things around you. Detach yourself, but be in love with the abundance of what you already have, because what you already have is within, and be in love with yourself. And I love that about Agaris and Satan and all the demonic, But when I look at Satan, he helped me do a lot of stuff. Even when he fucked up my life just last year in November, but yet I said in my other video that it was my crowning achievement. That denotes the fact that everything else prior to was good. It was nice, but what really made me, what caught his eye, is how I reacted, how I responded to the pain he put me through. That harsh treatment. I remember friends going through such a pain. That is truly when I saw Satan as a full picture. I visualized him, this full picture of Satan. And I mean, it was a full picture, like, in human form. And I knew this is what Satan was. I interchangeably used the word daemon to demon, but I was like, nah, this demon, this devil, this, seeing his ruthlessness, and really forcing me to see the truth of the matter, to look deep within myself, that pure adversary spirit, that force. I've never seen anything like that ever in my life with Satan. Hence, I visualized a full picture of him. And I was like, this is who Satan really is. Not that I didn't see him the correct way before, but it was more pieces to who and what I see him as now. It's like, no, Satan really is this, he knows what the fuck he's talking about, And I never met an individual that put me on a throne, sat on the floor, put all his pieces on the table, all his cards and coins on the table, and said, this is who I am. Taught me everything. You know what I mean? It's like he even helped me to appreciate how he was able to trap me in November due to, my viewpoint of absolute truth, my viewpoint of him, of everything I've come to know and realize. and directed me to atheism. Not to become an atheist, of course, but to really look at how these people could objectively construct an argument. And as you do so, you look at that structure of argument, and I saw so many fallacies in my own self. And Satan used those weak points, and he it's almost as if he destroyed me, but through that destruction, through that death, there was rebirth. And then he opens up his hands, and then he shows me, he shows me that through that destruction, through those fallacies, I've learned solutions. So now when I construct my belief system, my arguments, I could catch myself now when I try to express myself about Satan, about how he's able to lead me down a certain path. Sometimes I'm just not sure, what this path is that he's leading me on is like, I'm not absolute. I'm not absolute. It's just like, I don't know if he's going to fuck me up again, But it's like, it's almost as if you have to prepare for the worst. You have to know, like, as you're going to be beaten up to a pulp, you're going to learn something out of that. And I've learned that a very, very, very rough way. And I mean, that was the great severity, the ultimate darkness I've ever been through. Ever. That great severity, that crowning achievement that I've ever been through in my life. I don't care if there's a gun in my head. I get possessed. Something really bad happened to me. Nothing transcends what happened in November. Nothing transcends that. It's one of those things where it's exactly like how you are in a vehicle when you're a kid. You get into a car crash. You come out of it alive. You probably had more or less some injuries, but you're traumatized, or you have that mental scar within your mind, within your heart, and it never leaves you throughout your childhood, your adulthood. And when something else tragic happens, it may trigger that event, more or less, but nothing is as tragic as that event. That's exactly how tragic the month of November of 2019 was for me. The detachment of monetary money, of wealth. Though I'm trying to manifest it within my life, and it's by oath that Satan says he's going to give it to me, but yet he's helped me to appreciate even more so that money isn't everything. It's just paper, But if you push that aside and you focus on your meditation every day, your spiritual growth, that is what matters. It's not the outcome, but it's really, and I know this is cliche, but it's each and every step that you take in life. It's the journey. Like I said, I don't mean to be cliche, but it is what it is, And I appreciate Satan for that. And it's one of those things where it's like, now I'm at a level in my learning where it's like, what's next? You know what I mean? It's not like I'm afraid of learning anything new, or at this point in time, in connection with the manifestation, I've learned quite a lot, or what I'm getting from Satan, Agaris, and a lot of the Goetia. I've mastered it. I know what the fuck I'm doing. I've heard this before. You know what I mean? And I'm just reevaluating or improving upon what I already know. All the answers are within myself. So now I just have to bring it to the surface and evaluate the world around me through the lens of that pain, that what happened in November. So, how do I view Satan? I come off as a person who is like, I don't claim to be some antichrist, but I sure enough know that I was born of Satan. Even throughout, the right-hand path religion, growing up in rank, knowing to question everything, knowing even this is what this particular tattoo is all about. You can't perhaps see it, but it's right here where my pinky is at, this small finger hat, Before I've even gotten to right-hand path religion, I was like really, before I was devout and all the other stuff, I got that small tattoo when I was 18, 19. And I said never to forget who I am. I mean, That's not a coincidence, or at least for me, it's not. It's my life, my experience, so I could tell it. So I got that tattoo because I don't want to forget who I am. Because this fucking guy, he's asking for my life. He's telling me to give up everything so that I could worship him, get on my knees, and give up a life. And every single time I looked into the mirror in the right hand path religion, I try to convince myself, that that tattoo is not what I give meaning to it, but it never worked out. This tribal symbol is like the eye of a storm. It means never to forget who I am. That when you are the center of the eye of a storm in your life, you are that adversary force in your life. You are that God. You know what I mean? That's what this tattoo means. That's what I give meaning to it. Like this over here, it's the image of a goat. To me, it's Satan. The adversary. Stubborn. And Satan is my life. He's someone that I revere, someone who I respect. I just wish that other people could see for who he is so that they could also benefit. And I hope my video could help you to appreciate just a little tidbits on how I view him and how he helped me out throughout my life, even though they were just small tidbits. But in the future, I'll make more videos. Alright? If you like the video, subscribe, smash the like button. I love you all, and have a good one. See you soon in my next video. Bye.